Here's one of the little springs which comes out of the side of the hill, and it never dries up, this one, and this will join the stream which runs down through the valley and will continue off down into Slapton Lee, a couple of miles away. Our water will have been through silt traps and scrapes and 3 ponds before it leaves us. So I wanted to show how much water is arriving through our valley after heavy rain from some very heavily grazed fields above us, and this water is going to end up in Slapton Lee, which is a natural freshwater lake down near Slapton village, probably about 2 miles below us, and we have a number of silt traps and scrapes which are hopefully going to trap a lot of this runoff. I hope you can hear me. It's quite noisy, the water moving through the ditches and silt traps here, but here's another silt trap which is working really well, capturing the silt. I'm hoping it'll be cleaning the water as it moves down through our valley and down to the nature reserve. I've come down to the middle pond. I'm actually standing in it. I wanted to show you the water level here. This is February, and we've got quite a lot of water in here still, but by the summer this will have drained away and we'll be left with sort of muddy patches with a stream running through the middle, because it's only spring fed, this pond. But a lot of the silt actually collects in this pond, so where you saw the silt trap earlier, that's trapping some of the silt, but there's still quite a lot of it feeding through and comes down into this pond. Hopefully by the time it leaves this one and goes on down to the bottom pond, it will be completely clean and ready to be taken off again down the hills into Slapton Lee Nature Reserve. But in the summer it really grows up with rushes, and it transforms quite a bit from this. It's humming with insects, and little birds come in for those. Lots of amphibians in here, and we do try to explain to people what's going on in this pond, because again it's a complex habitat, this one, and which is good for wildlife. It's not the open water, the pretty open water that you see in some ponds, which again great for some wildlife, but we've got some different things going on here. So yeah, this is an interesting one, this one, and one we've just let go, do nothing in here, and it has its own life. You may be wondering what I'm showing you here, but actually these are ancient living fossils. They are horsetails, and they're miniature trees. They would have been up to about 30 metres tall about 500 million years ago in the Paleozoic period, and yeah, they grow up really well along the damp edges of the stream here, but not only do they grow up, we get lots of other plants coming up both in the spring before the horsetails get bigger, and they follow the water course, and everything seems to sort of meld together quite nicely in the summer, because we get angelica and some really lovely big thistles of various descriptions coming along as well. So everything grows really quite happily together. Nothing seems to be dominating. We don't cut it, and we leave everything alone, and we just find that that's the best way to let plants sort of find their own way and make their own sort of complex habitats on their own. Another couple of weeks I wouldn't be coming down here. I would be leaving this area to be completely undisturbed, but I hope that in February I'm not disturbing anything too much. This is a lovely area of water. The water's come down from the middle pond, it's heading for the lower pond, and it's been able to sort of slow down and spread out here and create a really nice damp, slightly muddy spot, and it's surrounded by alders and willows rising up out of the damper ground, and it's also got lots of brambles and sort of rough patches, messy, nice and messy, nothing tidied up. This is how we like it. So a favourite spot for quite a few animals, and some mosses, as you can see, doing really well down here. So just talking about the rewiggling or the rewilding of water, I think it's actually an overlooked subject, and one that I think all rewilders and conservationists need to have a little look at, because water is so vital for so many animals, and I think in the past we have tried to direct it and store it and push it around, but in actual fact these wonderful areas of water, some deep, some very shallow and very gentle, some muddy patches, they're all providing lots of different types of habitats, and will attract lots of different types of animal. So this is the very end of our stream running into the middle pond, and it's all very peaceful down here, but I'm going to leave it to the wildlife.